Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT. Welcome back to the Profits of IT podcast. I'm Jim Punzenberger. I'm the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. And today I have with me Lauren Groff of Groff Networks. Lauren is a super IT business owner, and he has some great, unique philosophies when it comes to business. So that's why I thought I would have him on and chat with him so that others can learn from him and his expertise. And really, I know that he runs an IT networking company, but he's really good at business networking itself. So maybe that's something that I'd like to talk about too. But to start out with, Lauren, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself personally? I know that you're married and you have kids, and what's Lauren like outside of being a business owner?
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, it's great to be on. Thanks for having me. So it's always fun doing stuff like this and getting the word out in different circles and the like of some of the things that I've learned. And that's been probably one of the biggest things that I've enjoyed about my job. My job over the past few years is just providing value first. Whether it's marketing, sales call, or something like this, where we can provide content, and just getting out there and helping others. So personally, yeah, wife of almost 21 years now. We've been married. Wow. And 5 kids, 16 now. Yes, I do have a potential driver. They haven't gotten their driver's license permit yet, but we're working on that.
So your business,
get their first summer job.
So now that your business doesn't keep you up at night anymore, you have a child starting to drive to keep you up.
Exactly. Yeah. And the youngest is 5, still very much the baby of the family, will always be, I'm sure. One boy, the rest are girls. The boy has gotten me onto Fortnite, playing with him. That's kind of fun. 2 of the kids will play that and ask if I can play with them. But other than that, I'm toying around with projects at the house of taking that down or seeing a 120-foot pine come down, but maybe
tall one.
But maybe milling the wood, because we want to build a treehouse, and the price of lumber right now, go out and find plywood.
Yeah.
Any way affordable. So maybe we'll do some pine planks for walls and floors. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, stuff like that. I love skiing, and I love small boat sailing as well. Yeah.
All fun stuff. So tell us a little bit more about your superpower as a business networker and how we can learn from you and apply that in our businesses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it's part of going after what you enjoy most about being in the business. I know some in the industry, some of my peers that I've met over the years, like they love the tech, like they're really into the technology. And I was never really that. Like I started out being the guy who fixed things. Yes, this is 16 years ago now. Actually, for Tuesday we celebrated 16 years. So the business has a sweet 16 as well. And so I was definitely fixing neighbors' computers. For me, it was just about, I created a job for myself. Like, so I would never become an unemployed again, because I was the master of my own destiny. So that's how I started out. But I knew that for me, it was about shaking hands and, the proverbial, kissing babies and shaking hands, kind of stuff. And I realized and learned over the years that is actually one of my favorite parts of, running this business is being and learning how to become a rainmaker, going out and making it rain, as it were, bringing in business, finding new business, that sort of stuff. And even those who would be reluctant, to pass on some things that I've learned even for those that, not quite sure, maybe more introverted, a lot of the industry. I mean, I was more introverted, definitely in my younger years. Um, if you show up at an event, you just stand by the bar. You strike up a conversation with the person getting a drink,
So that's
yeah,
so the secret to business networking,
and
if
you go from there.
you're shy and introverted, is you just stand by the bar and you talk to people as they're getting their drinks.
Yeah, because they're a little bit more captive, and it's a little less,
So
little
how do you
intimidating.
start the conversation with them? Like,
Um, yeah, yeah, I mean, it's simple. I mean, you can talk anytime about the weather. You can always start with the weather because it's what everyone has in common. So you have rapport because you're both experiencing the weather.
uh-huh.
Real simple concept, and you're obviously both at this event. So those are two things you have in common already. You ask about, your job, your family, and hobbies, and usually,
Okay, so I'm let's role play here.
okay.
I'm at the bar. I got my drink here. If I'm at the bar, it's probably not going to be a Coca-Cola, but
Well, maybe have some rum in there, rum and coke.
yeah. So I got my drink. I came to the bar.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Hey,
Just,
Lauren, it's good, good,
put
good. This some
put out the
tasty
hand
rum
or
and
the
coke here.
fist bump these days. So,
Oh,
so,
and
so
fist bumps.
how about that windstorm that that we're having tonight?
Yeah, that was quite the doozy getting here. In the, my car was. It's a good thing that I got good tires in my car, because otherwise I don't know if I would have made it here. How did I sure haven't experienced this lately. How about yourself? Have you? When's the last time you can remember one like this?
Well, I mean, last year, I mean, we lost a tree. Fortunately, it missed the car by about 10 feet, but yeah.
Oh, that must have been crazy to almost lose your car to a tree.
Yeah, and I'm worried about another one. It's very tall, and could endanger the house here. So we're gonna get that one taken down. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what you've been to this event before?
Yeah, I was here like a couple times in the past. So
Yeah,
uh
seems to be a pretty good chamber. Definitely been enjoying it.
yeah. Uh I like it. It's been seems it's a all these great people that show up.
Nice. And so tell me about your business.
Yeah, so I have I'm an accountant, and we do accounting for businesses in the area. Uh, are you, you know, typically businesses come to us that need help with their books, and we straighten them all out for them and tell them, get their numbers all in a easy to read format so that they know how they're doing, and then take care of all those that pesky IRS and that pesky Department of Revenue for you guys, and that's all handled for our clients.
See there, and I can even go on because everyone experiences the IRS. So like, you just keep, if you run out of, you usually find something to talk about in those first three, family, business, or where you live,
Uh-huh.
or hobbies or something like that. Like you can have those four questions ready at any point, and you'll find something in common pretty quick.
So how do you turn it from just chatting about the trees falling down and what I do to turn it into business?
Usually it does itself because I asked you what you do, and you're going to ask me what I do.
So Lauren, what do you do?
So real, quick on it, like we are the outsourced IT department for 48 other small businesses in the area. And while most IT companies, fix IT, that's usually what people think of IT, fix my computer. We fix businesses using technology.
So you're gonna fix my business itself?
Well, I mean, are you as efficient as you can be with everything you have going with your technology workflow and the like?
I don't know. Uh, I'd like to think we are, but I don't know if we are or not. I guess I help you with the IRS. I don't do computers.
Exactly, and that's why, you know, plenty of companies outsource that function these days. And you know, if a company is looking for you know, just help with their computers or just a better, you know, experience with the technology, then we're usually not a fit. But if somebody's wondering, you know, if, hey, can we do things better, faster, stronger using technology, we need a little bit more strategic. And for God's sake, I can't sleep because I'm worried about the cybersecurity, you know, about the hackers. I don't think we're doing, you know, everything we need to be doing, because, you know, that's it's growing risks out there for sure.
Yeah. Hmm. That's very interesting. I have, I've got people that we use our computers. Without our computers, we would not. It definitely can't go back to that to doing the pen and paper thing.
Yeah,
That the IRS won't let us do that anymore.
yeah, you're e-filing now. Yep.
So
But yeah, I mean, some industries, you know, you don't have many choices on what software you're going to use for like your main thing, or you know what the winners are. But when a business gets a little bit more complicated, a bit more complex, how do those different departments work together? How do you pull things together, even if everything's on the cloud? um, you know, the sophisticated business owner is wondering, how can I get this together and get a dashboard? How can I manage this? How can I, you know, see the workflow go? And oh, by the way, do you know anyone who can scan the documents, you know, that we have old that we need to get in and efficiently look at them? You know, it keeps the conversation can keep going depending on, you know, where they're at. But it comes out of an operational excellence where you've built it, more than just being an IT guy. I mean, if you're just an IT guy and you can show up on time, fix things, and you know, actually answer the phone, then you still have a business. You know, because there's some that can't even answer the phone, based on the business model and the like. But the aspect that we've focused on is we've have a dedicated role and process. We've prevented enough of the problems. Even as new clients come in, we clean things up quickly, and then we can spend more time focused on, okay, what are your business processes, and what should you be considering next? Um,
so I have no idea. Can you help me out? Like, where do I start in figuring out if my
yeah,
computer, like, we are efficient or not?
yeah, exactly. Well, we would usually sit down. I would dive in, get to know your business some more, and give you some pointers at least, in a meeting. And you know, maybe you can bring some things back to your current IT provider or your current in-house guy, and you can do things better from there. Or if you need that kind of input ongoing, then we should talk beyond that.
Yeah. So how about you and the IRS? Are you good with the IRS, or could you use somebody to help you with the IRS?
Oh well, yeah. Fortunately, have a pretty good accountant, um, and we just scheduled. It would have been nice had he initiated it, but yeah, we just scheduled quarterly tax planning prep. I have a great CFO, different company, outsourced CFO and controller and bookkeeper group. But as far as the IRS, yeah, we're going to start looking at what our tax strategies are, because we definitely had a big surprise with our sale of the house last year. So
Yeah. Uh, Big surprise. So that must mean you made some money on the house and it turned into a surprise.
yeah,
Because if you didn't make any money, it probably wouldn't have been a surprise with the IRS.
well, it wouldn't have been a surprise either, but we had a rental property, you know, a tenant. So that capital gains, we didn't get, you know, we weren't under the thing, the minimum.
Ah. So do you have a business card? Can I get in like
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, do you want to? I'd be glad to swing by next Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
Wednesday at 2 o'clock? Can I check my calendar and get back to you?
Sure thing. I'll follow up with you on Monday.
Great. Sounds good. Why don't you buy me my next rum and coke then, seeing that
There
you're
you
gonna
go.
sell me some better computer service.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you keep it natural. It's conversation, and you know, you can talk about what you can do without without making it salesy. I mean, because when you have a good product and you believe in it, it's easy to talk about it. And if you're genuine curiosity Um, Also helps in sales. It helps in that consulting role as well when you're actually the consultant for the client. Because 7 years ago, I was still the VCIO for our clients, and so one that curiosity helped bring them in as clients, but then to increase the value of our relationship as I get to know the business, as I get to know the business owner, then we can provide better and more valuable services. So genuine curiosity is maybe that's my superpower.
Genuine curiosity.
Yeah.
And so basically, when it comes to networking, you start with the weather, ask about what was the next about their children or their
Yeah, I mean, usually the business. I mean, if it's a business
business. So you just
networking.
ask them about their business, and then naturally they should ask you about your business if
Yeah. Yeah.
um, things go, and then you can ask them more about their business, and they can ask you more about your business, uh, and then so it sounds like other key was to be specific on a meeting time and things like
Yeah, I mean that's that. I don't necessarily get appointments directly out of a networking conversation, but it opens the door, it earns trust, and builds that. If you get as far as, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with this strategy thing, maybe I should consider it. Well, then yeah, you should talk some more. But yeah, you start with the building the know, like, and trust factors, because that's what people buy on. If they need to
and
get to know you
then
first. Yeah.
so what should I do after the event's over? Then now what?
Oh,
Like,
send a card. Nice to meet you. Connect with them on LinkedIn. Send an email. Say it's great to meet you. And it sounds like we should talk. I'll give you a call Monday and we can set up an appointment.
great. That's some
Yeah.
awesome sauce there on how to grow with business networking. So how do you determine like what what events should I attend? Um, there's many different
Yeah,
groups
it
out there.
depends on your market. It depends, how big your area is and, what the chambers are like, because sometimes, small markets and small chambers will be, just more consumer type services, which don't leverage IT support
Uh-huh.
companies as
Or
much.
you're selling to the salesman.
Yeah,
You
and yeah,
ever come
and
across that?
show up at all the events that all the sales are at. Yeah, I mean, you learn that. Um, it took a while for me to figure out, what was, the best return on my time for those. But you just got to try it, and we have a pretty good American Business Journal's franchise or branch, whatever it is here. They put on some great events. A lot of decision makers, business owners show up at those. And so those are always good things because the content's always good. So we're all faced towards the content, but having the side conversations before, during, and after about, hey, good to see you again, Mr. Construction Business Owner, $10 million construction business. How's it going?
Uh-huh.
Whatever. What was that and then you can talk about the content. Wasn't that great? Did you like that point? Yada yada.
Cool. So before we wrap up here, do you have any tips, any thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you definitely having me on here. One thing I would suggest, for anyone, at least, especially in our industry, around growth is really key to solving a lot of other problems. So being able to and willing to invest in sales and marketing, to be able to put, your foot on the pedal and keep things going as far as lead generation,
Mm-hmm.
um, then you have a lot more options. You don't have to keep that bad client if you have a better client coming in, because we live on anxiety and fear a lot of times. And so being able to get beyond that obviously involves some risk and some investment of time. But once you have some clients coming in, then it's a lot easier to be selective on who stays, and then you can start to make sure that you're getting the ideal customer profile that you can best service. And then, yeah, you can continue to operationalize and make things more efficient, because you're not just chasing somebody's problems who you shouldn't be chasing because they won't take your recommendations, so.
Yeah, so having
Sales is the first key.
having sales, and then having enough sales so that you can make sure you have the right clients.
Yeah.
And get rid of any clients that aren't a good fit.
Yeah, because desperation is a bad cologne, and prospects smell it a mile away.
So if anybody had any questions for you and wanted to get a hold of you, or you're like service upstate New York in the IT area.
Best rated upstate IT firm in New York. Groff Networks, groffnetworks.com. My email address.
Groffnetworks.com.
Yeah, my email is lgroff@groffnetworks.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. We have a lot of content there, and yeah.
Well, thank you, Lauren. It's been very informative, and it's a great strategy on networking to gain new business. So thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your expertise.
Thanks.
And until next time on the Profits of IT, have a great day.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in to the Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.